So today we are sitting with someone with an award-winning journalist, editor and content curator with over 2 decades of experience in media. Known for her powerful storytelling and deep cultural insight, she has interviewed global icons and continued to inspire through her work across film, literature and social causes. When you look back at the girl you once were in India, dreaming big in a small world, what do you feel? And what did that girl carry in her heart that still lives within you today? Hey everyone, welcome back to Harmony Hour with Deepa. And it's been a while. So I took a long break from the podcast, and honestly, it made me reflect on something deeply personal. So, starting something of your own takes courage, but continuing it, especially after a pause, take even more. I now truly understand that why people say that consistency is the key, because the moment you stop the rhythm, the flow and the connection, everything shifts. But here what I have learned. So no matter what happened, even if it makes someone happy, sad or anything, if it makes your soul smile a bit more, then just do it. So today we are sitting with someone with an award winning journalist, editor, and content curator with over 2 decades of experience in media. Known for her powerful storytelling and deep cultural insight, she has interviewed global icons and continued to inspire through her work across film, literature, and social causes. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to the
Thank you.
show.
That's such a lovely introduction.
So, before we jump in anything further, I want to ask you, when you look back at the girl you once were in India, dreaming big in a small world, what do you feel? And what did that girl carry in her heart that still lives within you today?
Interesting. Nobody's asked me this question, so it's very nice to know that. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me.
My pleasure.
And it's nice to have someone who's a non journalist ask me these questions because they look at it from a very fresh point of view.
Yeah.
So that's a very lovely question. So I had to think about it when you asked me. But I always feel the sense of curiosity that I had as a child is what I have even today. The sense of wonder to learn a new word, to see walking on the road and suddenly you see a flower which was a bud yesterday, but today it's a flower, and the joy in just seeing it and imbibing that little moment. I think that is what defines what I enjoy in my life. It could be a word that I picked up somewhere on Instagram, or probably a new thought that has come, or a perspective, or an idea, or a innovation that I've seen. Someone's done something fabulous. That excites me. Something to learn every day. So curiosity, it starts with curiosity, but it sort of goes into the space of knowledge. And for me, that has always inspired me. It need not have made any sense at that time. It was not for the marks. It was just this, there was something called a wood rose. Now, what was a wood rose? I would have to go close to it, cut it, smell it, maybe bruise my knees to even reach it. So the whole idea was to discover, explore, the sense of adventure and curiosity. That's why thing stays all these years.
So, you have been living your life all this while.
Yes, in this space, I have my own world. And so as an artist, I'm sure you know that we all live in parallel worlds.
Yes.
There is a practical world which you have to make money for and pay your bills. But there's another world, which is your world, which is your world that you create, which you could share with somebody or not. Depends on how many people you allow into that space.
Yeah.
But that is what makes you who you are.
Right, I agree. So you have lived across culture and worn many hats like editor, curator, author and host. But beyond all the title, who is Manju, and when the cameras are off and the spotlight fades?
Well, I am anyone who just hangs her or his boots after you come into the house and you rush into the kitchen, or I'm a regular person. I don't wear any of these titles seriously because they are very transient and transitory. What you are as a person should always be bigger than the positions you hold. This is what I feel. Because your position will be there today, not there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But the person that you are, is going to stay with you forever, and you have to be friends with that person. So the world will be friends with you.
Wow, that's actually a very good takeaway. And literally, I'm just trying to imbibe in me that, what you told, that you just need to love yourself.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
everybody says it, but very hardly people do it.
Yeah, and it's okay. You have to be bullish about the love that you have, because it's very simple. If I have a glass of water and you ask me for some water, I can give you from the glass I have.
Yeah.
Similarly, if I have happiness inside me, I can give you happiness. If I have anger inside me, I can give you anger.
Yeah.
So I have to be sure what I have in my glass.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, I need to be isolated, I need to be quieter, I need to marinate in my own spices,
Yeah.
which means I have to have my own energy, I have to protect my own space.
Mm-hmm.
Only then will I be able to extend something new to you, something more generative to you.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I agree. So, if you had to describe the soul of your journey in one word, I know it's not easy to, like, I can't describe one word, but or feeling, what would it be and why?
I would, if I look at my journey over the years, and nothing has come to me, I cannot own anything. I was raised by two very generous people. Both my parents have been exemplary people who used to help people a lot. We always would have people, relatives staying with us. So someone's coming from the south. I grew up in Gujarat.
Mm-hmm.
Someone comes home, someone's staying at home all the time. Food is never for only 2 people or 3 people, it was for everybody. Our neighbors, I grew up in a very rich environment where it was not just me and my parents. We had a lot of people in the house. So I believe that, first of all, compassion and empathy. I think empathy more than compassion, because empathy is, there's a difference between empathy and sympathy, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
If sympathy is like you can sympathize someone, but empathy is living that person, thinking that what would have happened if it would have happened to me.
Yeah.
Putting yourself in the
Other
opposite
shoes.
person's
Yeah.
shoes and understanding the situation and then taking a decision. I think people lack empathy, and I believe that, I hope they are more empathetic. That's all I'll say.
So, do you think like is it easier to have this empathy and like?
No, it's not difficult, in the sense, if you have to move out of your life. Okay? You have to move out of your ego or your self-created world, and believe that if you have come to interview me today, when would you have woken up? How would you have prepared? How would you have dressed? And what are the challenges you would have faced, or the fears that you would have had to have me sit in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
And if I think of you even in that little way, and I respect that part of you, and then accordingly speak to you,
Yeah.
then it shows that I care for this. I'm not here just because you called me and I'm there to shine. No.
Yeah.
If there is effort, you respect that effort. So empathy comes with respecting the opposite person's story,
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
just taking it for granted.
Right.
So that's what I mean.
I hope like people do understand this.
I
like,
wish
word,
it takes a
empathy.
little time, but a little patience about a backstory, which is not too much. You don't have to know everything. But
Yeah.
if you know a little bit about the fact that someone's made an effort,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can support it, uh, and you can afford to support it,
Then you should
why
do
not?
it. Yeah. So take us back to the moment you first held a pen or a mic and felt that this is what I meant to do. So what ignites that spark?
Okay, so I've said this many places. Journalism chose me. So writing, I started writing when I was in 4th standard. I used to
Okay.
write horror stories.
Oh wow.
And I would write it, and I don't know why. I always felt very drawn to that world of horror and afterlife and
Mm-hmm.
graveyards. And, there was
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
certain. Also, I come from a very, very strong storytelling family. My grandmother used to tell us stories. My
Mm-hmm.
father would. So, your imagination is fired when you
Yeah.
when you hear stories. So I also started writing. I would write funny horror stories, which I don't have any record of, but I still loved. For me, writing, language, I didn't realize, but I was in love with language,
Mm-hmm.
which comes much later in your life. But at that time, it just is a small story,
Yeah.
and and nobody cares, but I'm ready to write it, you know. It's not like I'm writing it for an audience.
Yeah.
I would read it to my friends and they would say, "Oh, it's very scary or very funny or whatever." Fourth standard,
Yeah.
what do you expect?
Yeah.
But I think the storytelling started very early.
Okay.
So I don't remember the first time I held a pen. I write diaries. I still write diaries daily or whenever I feel at certain moments. Uh, I've just been blessed by, I think, Ma Saraswati,
Wow. Yeah.
because writing is only her.
Yes.
And I'll get very emotional when, in my lowest period, sometimes a spark of knowledge comes into my life, and I thank her. I said, "You saved me again." So I think the divine knows what each child needs. I mean, we are children to the divine Almighty. Always feel, with me what happens is, whenever I'm in a certain phase, I suddenly see a flower. I'll suddenly see something. So I always feel that all these have come to cheer me up.
Yeah.
So that feeling keeps me very close to the plants and the trees and the things around me. And I'm very fond of the greenery
Nature.
around us. And yeah, birds. I mean, it's a crazy world, isn't it? We are all...
Yeah. So today, if I ask you to write something, so what would it be? Like, what would be the topic you have to choose? If you have
Okay,
to
so I'm
choose
also a commercial writer. So
Yeah.
I also write because people ask me to write. It's an arrangement, right?
Yeah.
So I'm writing 2 separate books right now.
Mm-hmm.
Totally 2 different things. I can't talk about it
Yeah.
because, but I'm fond of poetry. So that's my core. I really like poetry and I enjoy words. So if you say what to write, it's like asking a painter, what will you paint today? Depends on my mood, but
Okay.
not necessarily. So I could write a small article on this experience.
Okay. I would love that. So, moving from India to Dubai is not just a geographical shift because I have felt it myself. It's a leap of faith. So, what were those early days like for you, and how did this shape the woman we see today?
Okay. Dubai is one of the kindest cities in the world, I would believe. Also, it has a lot of dua. Because a lot of people have come to Dubai and have earned money and have helped raise families back home or cleared debts, made homes, upped their families' standard of living in their homes back home. Because a lot of money is sent back home.
Yeah.
So I believe that because of that, a lot of dua is there for Dubai. And I think that is one of the major things of the city, apart from its great infrastructure and very futuristic vision of the rulers
Yeah.
and every new development about it. I feel the change when I came to Dubai, the one thing that was slightly, it took me some time, where I come from a place which is very green. And
Yeah.
here it was sand and sand and sand. So the green and the brown for me was a little, the shift for an artistic soul was very difficult.
Yeah.
But then I remember my husband took me to one of the oldest monuments of Dubai, which was a Dubai museum at that time, which was in Bar Dubai, just opposite the old temple. And I touched the walls, there was a small compound wall, sandstone. I just touched it and I felt, okay. It felt connected because every other part was very new, na? But there is this beautiful old ancient culture which is within the sparkling city, which is what I love about Dubai.
Okay.
Arabic is still a spoken language.
Yeah.
We don't speak Sanskrit.
Right.
Arabic language holds culture within it. If you stop speaking that language, you have lost a lot of your own culture.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, the Arabs speak Arabic. So imagine the kind of cultures they carry within the language that they speak. So there is a lot of reverence I have for people who speak their mother tongue and speak it, because it's a continuum of so many centuries of speaking that language.
Yeah.
Sanskrit we all love, but we have made it into a sacred language. शादियाँ संस्कृत में होंगी.
Right.
Namkaran or whatever will happen in Sanskrit. They won't happen in your Hindi or
Yeah.
other languages. They will only, it's a sacred language.
Yeah.
And some people are reviving it now. So I believe that is I look at it with great awe and respect that the language is preserved as a spoken language even today after so many years. They could have been English speaking, they could have been Hindi speaking, they could have been, but they choose and keep Arabic as prime, which is something to learn from.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I have to start learning about that. So you have edited magazine, authored books, and curated events. So what inner drive has kept you reinventing yourself over and over again?
There is nothing reinventing. I get bored very easily.
So how do you
So
get
because
into-
I should not get bored, I have to find ways to keep something interesting.
Okay.
So I have to keep digging into something to make it interesting for me.
Mm-hmm.
So because when I joined the Times of India many years ago, when I started, I found that, okay, this is and I come from a literary background. I have an MPhil with literature.
Mm-hmm.
So when I joined the Times of India, I wanted to do something more than just, and it was a city supplement. So it had more of fashion and lifestyle. Now within that, how do I keep myself engaged? So I started writing about the city's history.
Mm-hmm.
So that became my obsession then. I started digging into old documents and old stories of Sati. When did Sati happen in this part of the world? Then when did this building, when was it built and why was it built? And so I got into history, arts, literature of a certain era.
Okay.
So for me, the reinvention is actually because of boredom.
That's a nice way to put it on. But I want to ask that how is the glamour world? Like how does the magazine, you have been the editors and
I'll tell you something, and I'm sure you'll agree because you're a fashion designing student.
yeah.
The world of glamour is not glamorous to the person who creates it.
Mm-hmm.
It's glamorous to the consumer,
Yeah.
to somebody who looks at it and say, "Oh, what an outfit! Look at," but the karigar who has worked on that outfit and spent hours, and the tailor and the sourcing material and the design, is that glamorous?
No.
That is hard work.
Yeah.
Similarly, for us too, if you have to, even if it's Shah Rukh Khan that I'm writing about, the whole process of reaching there and getting that interview done, there is no glamour in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
So there is absolutely no glamour in the glamour creating industry. And people should understand this. And I think aspiring journalists and aspiring podcasters who think that all this is glamorous, no. It's hard work, and it's extreme hard work and research.
I agree. Yeah, it is. It is. Because your answer is taking me back to the time when I was in the lab working 13 hours, 14 hours, and then just one day,
Yeah.
you have to display all the.
So the display पे लोग आपको उस display से judge करते हैं.
Yeah.
People are not looking at the backstory. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
You need to understand the backstory. That वहाँ तक पहुँचा कैसे?
Right.
Right?
Nobody
It's
cares.
not just come like that, right?
Yeah.
It used to happen earlier with me and many of my colleagues who used to have a lot of stars के साथ photos होते थे हमारे. And people would say, क्या ज़िंदगी है तुम्हारी? तुम्हारा तो हर एक दिन एक स्टार के साथ फोटो होता है. अरे बाबा वो काम का सिर्फ 3-4 सेकेंड्स है. हमने वो स्टार के लिए कितना वेट किया है. कभी कभी 7 घंटे वेट किए हैं लोगों के लिए.
Yeah.
पर वो 2 सेकेंड, वो 3 मिनट वाली पिक्चर से आप जज करते हो कि अरे तुम्हारी लाइफ तो क्या ग्रेट है. इट्स नॉट ट्रू.
Yeah.
सो this is a make-believe world.
Right.
And we work hard to make people believe in it.
And in Instagram, you always see the
The best part of your
best
life.
part,
Ah, so nobody is going to put a picture of themselves crying, no?
Yeah.
Unless you want sympathy.
Right.
So again, I think it's a great thing because, I would look at Instagram and social media in a very professional manner. If I today want to know about you, I go to your Instagram or go to your social media and figure out what you are, what is the type of a person you are.
Yeah.
You did that research about me.
Right.
So that way you can control the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
You only put what you think people need to know about you.
Consume. Yeah. Right. It's a
And
very...
and sometimes when you see Instagram, you'll find the whole Instagram. Like if you just take a screenshot of that page of that Instagram, and if you zoom, like if you take one of all the posts, and you see somebody's picture in every frame, like it's only her or him in 20 frames, you start thinking na कि इसे narcissist थोड़ा narcissist से टिक है कि क्यों अपने बारे, I mean, why is it only about that person? Don't you have anything else to say?
Yeah.
So it's also a space where you start judging people. But it's all again fake judging because you don't really know that person.
Yeah, right. Unless and until you meet them and
Yeah,
spend
even
time.
that cannot be the final thing.
For sure. So your book, The Golden Tribute, has been widely celebrated. When you were writing it, what were you honoring, not just on the pages, but in your own heart?
So the Golden Tribute was written under Sterling Publications, where I was working in the year 2000, between 2008 to 2010. So I was working with my editor, Mr. K. Ravindran. He was the editor of the publishing house, Sterling Publications. And him and Mr. Shankar Narayanan, they owned the publishing house.
Okay.
And they had many projects. And one of the projects was Russell Khema's, we had a magazine called Rack Today. We had a magazine called Ajman Today. And then we had this set of books that we did for the royal family.
Okay.
So we did quite a lot of 5 books on Sheikh Saud, who's right now the ruler of Russell Khema. But his father's father, His Highness Sheikh Sakar. So His Highness Sheikh Sakar was one of the founding fathers of the UAE.
Okay.
And when I got the project of writing that book, we realized that he was ailing and he couldn't meet us. But we had to write the book. So what would I do? And this was going to Russell Khema every day to, speak to people. And there's hard work there.
Yeah.
So I created, so the whole thing was I created the king through the narrative of other people.
Okay.
So I spoke to his sons, his teacher, his classmates, his the man who was a judge in his who actually wrote the law of the emirate.
Wow.
And created the king through narratives. It's like different stories, and then through that story you create the person.
Okay.
And he was at that time the second longest reigning ruler in the world after the king of Thailand. So it was a very interesting project for me because I don't speak Arabic. And I had this driver who was also my photographer, Ibrahim, who would take me everywhere, and he spoke Arabic.
Okay.
And because there was a man next to me who could speak Arabic, he was my mediator.
Yeah.
And I've gone to some really remote villages of Russell Khema where the entire room is only men. All Arabic speaking men. They're all local Emiratis.
Yeah.
And I'm the only woman, and he's a translator in the middle. But they all, there's a lot of respect. There's a lot of, I never felt, it was all very comfortable. And it came together well because the whole idea was to celebrate the ruler who was a visionary. He had made sure that girls who were not sent to school were fined. So one of the emirates, out of all the emirates, Russell Khema has a lot of focus on education in an earlier age, from an earlier time. So there is a lot of good things about the Emirates that a lot of people are trapped in books. People don't know, but there's a lot to learn.
Yeah, for sure. I'll just read that book. Yet I haven't. So you have translated poetry, directed plays, and hosted talk show. Which of these creative endeavors felt like a mirror to your own soul, and why?
So directed plays nahi hai, directed a play hai. I didn't direct a play also. I co-wrote a play.
Okay.
I didn't direct the play.
Okay.
It was a play called JLT, Just Like That, on 3 couples living in a high-rise in JLT. But it was called Just Like That. So JLT also means just like that.
Okay.
And I wrote it with a very dear friend of mine called Asad Raza Khan. So Asad and me wrote this play together. Asad is a playwright and he's a well-known name in the field of theatre. I am not. But because I'm a literature student, I decided, okay, let me try, give it a shot. And it was a very funny play. I'm saying this because I saw people laugh. And for the first time, I'm sitting in the audience and people are laughing at the jokes I had written.
Oh, wow.
So it felt very good. You know, I like all of them. I like hosting, I like writing books, and but I'd like to explore to write another play because it gives me a sense of, because nobody's expecting anything out of me.
Yeah.
See, as a writer, because I've been a writer all these years, so I have a certain body of work and people expect.
Yeah.
With interviews, they'll expect. With play, nobody's really, so it's okay.
Because
For
we
me, I
don't
can
know.
be
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
I don't have to follow I'm not pressured.
Yeah.
So when I'm not pressured, I am happier, right?
So what will be the
It'll be
theme?
again a tongue-in-cheek take on fake society.
Okay.
That's my favorite topic.
Okay. So regarding the fake society, what do you feel like when you see in the...
See, I'm also part of the same society. So I cannot say I am not part of it, okay? I'm saying this out of, again, boredom. What used to happen was, because of the profession, you used to end up going to many, many people's parties. And some of them are very good, not that. But then you'll find certain kinds of people. And sometimes you get bored. So what do you do when you get bored? Suppose you are stuck somewhere and you're bored.
Step out.
And your phone, it's very rude to keep. No, not step out. You have to sit there. What do you do?
Observe.
Observe. So when you observe, you start looking for characters within,
Yeah, within that.
right? And then you
room.
start enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then when you start enjoying it, it becomes great fodder for your writing later.
Right.
So again, my boredom has taken me everywhere.
Okay. That's a good way to put it down.
So when I get bored, I get creative, I should
Yeah.
say. I think it's a good thing because today children are not getting bored.
Because of
Because
scrolling.
of social media, you constantly have something to do. We
Yeah.
have it too. I mean, I'm also addicted to it. So when you're not bored, when you're not do not have the access to
Get
entertainment
food, yeah.
all the time,
Then you
that's
think,
when you have to create.
Yeah.
How will you create otherwise?
Yeah.
How will you create if you're not left alone?
Right.
Or you're in a situation where everything is done for you.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation where you're bored and you don't know what to do, you will start scribbling.
Yeah.
People start writing their names somewhere. As children we used to do that,
Yeah,
right?
right.
You would do something. If you
Yeah.
are the fidgety kinds, you'll not sit like this
Right.
forever. You look for a book to read. Look at
Right.
if you look at your own self in a situation which is a little like that, you tend to do something, no?
Yeah.
और they'll play with हमको आदत है ना कुछ करने की तो हम उस
can't
टाइम
sit
पे हम
idle.
लोग हाँ तो वही बोल रही हूँ
Yeah. And like today, though, we are just in a consuming world. We are just consuming the social media all the time. And sometimes, like talking about me also, I just want to replicate it because that looks nice. So, and then in the process, I feel like, no.
That's not you.
That's not me. Because a lot of people told me that, to be on the social media, you have to show your, inside your house, you have to take the camera and show that what you're doing, what you're wearing, and then
That's
what you're cooking.
one way to do it.
Yeah, one way to do it. And then I felt, oh no. The moment I just step inside, I mean, no, it's my very personal, cozy, space. I don't want to share it. And if it doesn't work, I'll make it happen. I'll sit with myself, like you're saying that. We figure it out,
Yeah.
We just scribble, we write it down. I write a lot of things, brainstorming. And then I figure it out, okay, this is the way.
There's something beautiful, I think, all of us can do. And it's a very simple thing to do. And it happens with me all the time because I'm a loner. I like to be alone because writing is a very solitary process.
Yeah.
You can't be with 200 people and start writing there.
Right.
You have to be somewhere in a confined space. And sometimes when you're not in the mood, sometimes you're, upset. You're at one point, sometimes you don't know whether you're angry or you're sad or you're, too many emotions come together. The easiest thing is to put 1 to 10, like take a sheet of paper and just number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is what I do, okay? I'm not a psychologist, I'm not somebody, but this is something that has worked for me. Write down everything that is going on in your head. Like if you say anger, frustration, pain, if you have physical pain or anything, it could be all these qualities. Okay? And then leave it for some time. Or even if you can put sentences, you can say that my mother didn't call me, for example, and I'm upset, for example. Put down everything in that. Sometimes you'll realize that it'll be 20 things.
Yeah.
Then you start writing, because it's like here you don't know. But when it is on paper, this comes here in front of you.
Yeah.
And it comes in front of you, you look at it and say, my God, I was going through all this. And then you take a pen, another 10 minutes, come back to it, and you will start cutting what is not needed. Maybe this is overthinking. No, anger. I can manage this. I'll make a call and get this sorted. You will start what do you call? It's a self-analysis.
Yeah.
But you look at it and then you will self-heal.
Yeah.
Because you'll realize, "Arey, ye teen cheezein hain, this I can manage."
Right.
So it's a great way to, not all the time, but when you are in a certain stage where you don't know, I do it. It works for me.
Actually,
Writing comes back to
yeah.
me in whatever form.
Listening to you, I just remember when I was in class 10th, I was very weak in maths.
Okay.
And there was a teacher, he used to push me a lot, right?
Okay.
A lot. So he used to say that, as a child, there is so many things happening. Like, if someone is not talking, if you missed your notebook, or like, you tore a book, anything. Like, he used to tell everyone in the class that if you are distracted by anything in your life for the time you're studying, give that thing a time. For example, I have to sit with you. In my mind right now, something is happening and something is like, what will I have for lunch or something. I'll give that thing, you come to me at 3 p.m. He used to say that, give a timeline to that
To that
thing.
thought which comes to
Yes.
you. What a beautiful idea.
Yeah, to that thought. And at that time period, you will feel that it will come back to you. And for that time, it'll go away from you because you have already made a commitment to that thought.
You are so right. This is a fantastic thing. I think I should use it now.
Yeah.
One more thing that I learned as a child, which, so I don't use, my alarms are usually not used. But if before you go to sleep, if you tell yourself,
Yeah.
I want to wake up at 6 in the morning, just before you're sleeping, you will wake up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I've tried this one.
So there is something that we don't know. It's a command to the
Yeah.
brain that you give it.
Right.
And it's just restructuring it.
Yeah, disciplining your thought, yeah. So, your show Manju Raman's Talk brings together so many voices. Out of all the conversation you have had, is there one that left you changed forever?
None and all.
Okay.
Because I'm not the person I was 2 days ago. Right?
Yeah.
We are all evolving.
Evolving, yeah.
So if I'm meeting you today, I'm enriched by our conversation. So how can I say that this conversation was better than that conversation?
Right.
Because that was at a stage of my life where that I needed. This I need today. So I believe each day is for me learning and evolving. So none and all.
So, let me put it in another way. The question that if you have to, there is always one part which is always left with us. For example, the teacher, I explained that, I don't remember any other thing about it, but I always remember this because today also I practice this because if you step into my shoes, like you said that to have empathy,
Yeah.
so you need to step in my shoes.
Yeah.
So as in my 20s I have so many thoughts. Like, I'm always, why I invite people here to also learn from you people the art of living, enjoying life, doing so many things, yet, the grace you have and the way you see life, can I see from that perspective? So I just want to, ask that, is there something from the conversation, from those conversation, which left in your heart like forever, like when you sit with yourself, you remember those things that, okay.
Many things. Because people are like books. Yeah, I'll go with books because that's closest to me. And when they talk about their life experiences and they tell you what they learned from a certain experience, it's not your experience.
Yeah.
And you cannot have the same experience because your life is different. But when you hear from them, you'll be like, wow, I never thought about it this way. For example, I always, and I've said this before with Nawazuddin Siddiqui, he said something so beautiful long ago when I'd interviewed him. People used to ask him this question, that you look like you have a very unconventional face. How did you do so well?
Mm-hmm.
And he comes from a village, Budhana, and he's not, if you so-called intellectually trained to answer, but he digs into his own wisdom. We all have, we are all reservoirs of our own native wisdom.
Yeah.
You have to tap into that. If you tap into your own wisdom and respect your upbringing and the way you have been taught, you will get nuggets of wisdom that is not someone else's but yours.
True.
He said something so beautiful. He said, 98% India मेरे जैसा दिखता है. 2% look like Hrithik Roshan, who is conventional and who is unconventional.
Wow.
So this is one example. ऐसे हजार examples हैं, बहुत लोगों के हैं. I would not remember, but it will come at a time when when that situation comes, then you realize, oh, this is something I've heard. This is what they told me.
True.
I think they're all your teachers. If you look at it, you learn from everybody.
Right.
Sometimes you learn how to dress up. Sometimes I have a very dear friend of mine, Esther David, much senior to me. She told me, the day you feel your worst, dress your best.
Yeah, I've heard this.
So your colors, the
Energy,
choice that you pick up on that day when you're really not in a great space, your color can pull you out of your mood. So that comes into color psychology and whatever else that we get into. But I've just been blessed with such great people that I have had the chance to meet through this profession, that it just leaves you enriched.
Right.
Many of them, many stories.
So, to do all that you have done, editor, leadership, events, book, hosting, it takes courage and stamina. So, was there a moment you felt overwhelmed or doubted yourself? How did you rise above
Overwhelmed,
that?
yes, because I used to work at one point 16 hours a day. Or probably more. I lived in a joint family with my mother-in-law, my mother, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, the kids. So I lived in Dubai like that. And I used to head Filmfare and Femina for the Middle East.
Wow.
So I had a crazy life. Okay, so I was burnt out. But I didn't realize then. So when you are in that process, you don't realize it. Today when I look back, I said, how did I do it?
Yeah.
But at that time, it didn't look like that. It was like a normal part of your life. So you get up and you do this. And we used to cook at home because my father-in-law didn't want cooks to be in the kitchen. So we had to cook in the morning, then go to work, come back, and then children and this child. I mean, I have a child, but I also had a nephew. So I don't know. Maybe that energy comes at that particular point in time.
The passion?
Passion, there was no other way to think.
Okay.
There's no alternative.
Yeah.
You don't know that you are in that space, right? Suppose your entire thing is that you come from home and you come here to do interviews, and you have to do 20 interviews in 1 month. Okay?
Yeah.
What will you be doing? You'll be researching, writing, contacting. So in that process, are you thinking, how am I managing this and that? You are managing it.
Yeah.
So ये thought बाद में आती है कि how did I manage?
Yeah.
But उस वक्त नहीं पता चलता है. You are in the momentum. You are
Yeah.
running. You cannot ask a runner कि आप कैसे भागते हो?
Right.
क्योंकि तुम भाग रहे हो.
Right.
Right? So it's only the afterthought you go back and say, अच्छा ये सब मैंने किया था.
Yeah.
So
So you must be feeling so proud, right? No?
proud, I don't know, because I didn't know anything else.
Yeah.
I didn't know any other way to do it. So I can't take credit for it, but I'm happy that it happened to me, and I didn't do everything well. I cannot say I was 200% in everything. So it's okay. The one thing I've learned out of this is, somewhere you'll be 10%, somewhere you'll be 20%, somewhere you'll be 80%, and somewhere you'll be 100%.
Right.
You should let yourself be that. You can't expect everything should be 100%. That is asking for too much out of you. So I would look at it with kindness, saying that, okay, I managed it. If the same thing comes to me today, maybe I might not be in a situation to manage it the way that time I managed it. So I believe it's okay to be giving. Everything cannot be 100% because you're not expert at everything.
Yeah.
So do the best of what you're expert at. The rest you can delegate, get people to do, manage. So
Now it's easier.
yeah,
So what does multitasking mean to you? Again.
I'm not a multitasker.
Okay.
I can do 4 things.
Mm-hmm.
If you give me the 5th thing, I'll forget my keys. Okay?
Okay.
Or I'll forget something.
Mm-hmm.
So I have understood. My mother can do 20 things together.
Yeah.
I cannot. Because I deep dive.
Yeah.
I'm not superficial. For anything I do, I will deep dive. So if you call me to the next task, मुझे यहाँ से निकल के आना है ना, surface से बाहर, तो मुझे time लगता है.
Right.
So I do not multitask, and I accepted that I can't multitask, and I'm okay with it. Which is why I can take a few projects and I do it well, rather than tell the world कि अरे मैं तो ये भी कर सकती हूँ. मैंने किया हुआ है, but because there was no choice. Now I have a choice. So why should I multitask? And one more thing, women are told that they're multitaskers and they've given this form of a devi with some 6 hands, but they are most exploited. Women को बोल के अरे तुम तो सब कुछ कर सकती हो, तुम देखो वो ऐसा बोल के उस पे सारा काम थोपा जाता है. So people make you feel great. Oh, you can do this. But they're actually, this is labor. Women should understand that it is also labor.
But you are pointing it out that for many people, many women will only come and say that, oh yes, I can do I am a multitasker.
Because बोला जाता है तुमको बचपन से कि अरे तुम औरत हो, तुम सब कुछ कर सकती हो, तुम बच्चा भी पैदा कर सकती हो, तुम बच्चे को बड़ा भी कर सकती हो, नौकरी भी कर सकती हो, खाना भी बना सकती हो, पर उसके बाद वो एग्जॉस्टेड हो जाती है, वो कोई बताता नहीं है तुमको. So it's important to be, that's why self-care, self-love important. Say no. What you can do it well. And it's okay to say no. Why do you have to do everything and want to tell the world, oh, I have done? No. Do what you can do. You will feel happier in the long term.
Yeah.
If you see, so many people are very bitter towards the later stages of their lives because they have done everything and then they have hurt themselves. कुछ लग गया होगा या तो एक बीमारी आ गई होगी. Because उन्होंने खुद का ध्यान ही नहीं रखा है.
Right.
You can see a lot in the older generation running around doing stuff. I've seen my mother do it. And then neglected yourself, and suddenly because of that some bimari has come into you and now you're taking treatment.
True.
Where you could have prevented it at one point. So sometimes it's okay to not be perfect in everything you do. And it's okay to say no.
Right.
It's okay to not be an ideal daughter-in-law, daughter. There's nothing called ideal.
I think there's nothing called perfect. You can't define perfect. What is
Ideal, perfect, yeah. You can't, because each person is driven, they're given that much energy. And you have to manage with that much energy.
True.
Okay, you can pray and get more energy or whatever, but then if that energy is always diverted towards others, it's important to divert some to yourself. Like I said, if I have a cup of happiness, I can give you happiness. If I do not have a cup of happiness, and if I have anger and animosity and jealousy within me, that's all I can give you.
Yeah.
What I have, I can give that only, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Actually, by listening to your thoughts, I'm just remembering that when Sadhguru says that the art of saying no.
Very powerful.
It's like, the way you are saying that you are pouring from an empty cup or a cup which doesn't give you anything good. But because we have grown up in a society that people say that, oh shit, you can't say no. It will harm their feeling. Oh, you can't say no. Especially to girls and women, you can't say no. Oh, if they have asked, kar hi do na. They say that.
Out of
what will
politeness.
happen? Yeah.
Politeness.
What will
We are
happen?
taught to be people pleasers.
Yeah.
Without realizing how harmful it can be for you.
Yeah.
So it's important. And then to keep the peace. You shut up because
Yeah.
लड़ रहे हैं लोग, तुम चुप रहो.
Right.
तुम भी कुछ डाल दोगी तो और बढ़ेगा.
Right.
बट उसकी वजह से तुम अपने अंदर एक storm create कर रहे हो ना,
Right.
by not saying what you have to say.
Yeah.
So it's better to say what you have to say
And
and
just
see the consequences of it.
Yeah.
But face it too.
Yeah.
Now women have a problem. They want everything done, but they don't want to face the consequences of it. Face the consequences of it too. You can't have everybody call you the sweetest girl in the world and suddenly you don't want to do something and then suddenly they'll call you sweet. They will not. So be ready for the reaction.
Yeah.
And if you're ready with the reaction, then nothing. You know this is going to happen.
But people also call them like, they are very harsh, bitter, and then.
But then don't those people actually live their lives better?
Yeah. I agree. Because when you start pleasing others, you start living for others, and at a moment of time, you feel empty. You feel depressed. And the society, today I was listening to the podcast, The Diary of a CEO, and he was mentioning that, the European and the US, like a lot of people are going in depression. Mental health has become so, like, a thing.
Mental health, we are in that crisis right now.
Yeah.
Mental health crisis, definitely.
We are just leading to some place where we should not go just because we are living the social media life, or a perfect life, or a life where we don't have the authority of our own feelings. Or
no, if you look at it, everything is manufactured for us, right? I have seen so many people today who believe in ads, कि ये ads है, ये चीज़ें घर में होनी चाहिए, ये high life है. That if you have a villa here, if you have this car, this is the ideal life. Okay? Now, who told you this is the ideal life? What does ambition mean? Ambition to you is different than ambition to me, right?
Yeah.
For me, ambition could be something to live light, in the lightest possible way.
yeah,
It could be to live sustainably, where I am not contributing to the ecological footprint of each person's ambition is different. Who am I to say that my ambition is better than your ambition?
true.
We are all moving towards light, hopefully.
Yeah.
And we have our own ways to reach
Yeah.
there. That's all.
Yeah, this is.
They say we are like plants, no? They're all growing towards light. So we are also plants.
Yeah. So, your Beyond October initiative goes beyond words. It's action, empathy, and awareness. What has this journey with cancer survivor taught you about life and gratitude?
So this campaign was started about 10 years ago when I was with Femina. So we just started a small, in October, which is the pink month, which is called the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I started something called a Can Defeat Cancer campaign, where there's no medical intervention or nothing. I just get cancer warriors to tell their stories.
Okay.
But not stories of their condition and their medical health, how they defeated cancer. And then there are other people who come to listen to their stories and support them. That was the only thing that I started. It still is the same thing. The cancer warriors come and narrate their story, so there could be someone from the audience who can help support their treatment. There's someone, and also sometimes a lot of cancer warriors are very shy to talk about themselves because they have lost hair.
Yeah.
So there are some people who have come to my session, to my campaign after a radiotherapy session, and comes with their scarves on their head because they have lost hair, and come on stage and said, I will kill it. I'll kill this disease before it kills me. So when others who are in the process watch it, it becomes like a support group.
Yeah.
So now I have a WhatsApp group of all the cancer warriors. I call them warriors. It's coined by a friend of mine, Althea, who said, no, call them warriors, don't call them...
Patience. Yeah.
No, don't call them patients or survivors. They are warriors. They have fought it. So yeah, and sometimes you see one or two people not make it. They're not there in the group. They're not alive anymore. But then the others are very strong. So they push each other, and there is a very strong group of people who...
Yeah.
And imagine these are two things, like hair and breasts are two defining, supposedly, physical attributes to a woman, which are usually considered to be beautiful for them. And they have to deal with the loss of these two.
Yeah. It's breaking my heart, like listening.
But if you see their stories, you see the courage. And more than that, people who are don't have cancer should come and watch it, because they should realize everything is not about entertainment.
Yes.
Some things have to touch your soul, and you go back thinking, that there are people in the world who I can be there to help them. I don't need to pay money, but if I'm there supporting them, talking to them, sharing their story with 4 people, maybe it can help them. That was all, and that is all till now.
Wow, that's a great initiative. Like, I would love to
A
come
lot of
someday.
people in Dubai do cancer related initiatives. This has just happened, and every year I feel that how will I get money to make this happen? How will I do it? Because it requires a little
Yeah.
putting it together, and every year it happens without. I just call a few people and then suddenly it will be there. Announcement will happen. Somebody would have made the invitation card. Somebody else would have said, "Okay, I'll manage this. I'll manage." Suddenly everything is done. So it has happened for the last so many years. So I believe that is destined.
Good causes. Doesn't need, like,
Yes.
explanation.
Yes.
So, how do you choose the causes and the project that deserves your energy and presence?
It's a very interesting question. I can see I worked in an NGO before I started my career in journalism. I worked with denotified tribes, and I also know this that whatever you do will not be enough to the world, right? You can't. If I'm helping someone, I can't say I'm helping. If there is an opportunity to help someone, to look after, suppose someone's poor, they don't have basic amenities. Will your work stop there?
No.
Then you realize that, oh, they're not educated. Okay, then you say, oh, they don't have clothes. Oh, they don't have a job. So, how many things can one person do? Or one group of people do? That's why people pick up a certain area in which they specialize in. Like they look at health or they look at mental health, anything. Right? So, it's not about choosing. Sometimes there are 2 ways to look at it. I don't pick up every cause and work on it. Sometimes I will pass it on to somebody who can do it better than me. Because I'm not an expert at this.
Yeah.
I can do what resonates with me and in the circle of people that I know. But if I know that I can, and media is all about connecting people.
Yeah.
So if I can connect this X to the Y to Z, then my work is done. So like that. So I used to be, there was this painter from Gujarat who had done a portrait of mine, Manoj Bengare. And he doesn't have hands. He paints with his mouth
Okay.
and his feet. He had done a portrait of me. Now, Mr. Rajan Lal, whose book I have written, his birthday last year, on his birthday, I gifted him a portrait of him done by that artist. Now look at what happened. I just gifted him a portrait from a photo. He looks at a picture and he can do the picture thing. And Mr. Lal was so happy that he said, "Bula lo usko, Dubai." So he was called here and he was in a hotel here. His exhibition was at the India Club and he got at least work for about 25 to 30,000 dirhams. He got work worth that much.
Wow.
So I didn't do much, and I wrote about him in Khaleej Times. But the fact is, I didn't do much because I cannot handle what he's going through. But I can surely connect him and then his destiny.
Yeah.
So I'm nobody there. I don't take credit for it. This is not for credit. It's just saying that the universe operates in mysterious ways, and sometimes you just become that little link in the middle to pass it on, not even to do anything about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great way to put it on. So, if you could sit with your younger self today, what would you thank her for?
For her endless curiosity, because that defines me even today. And I would give her a hug, for sure.
Yeah, she deserves it. So, we are at the end of the show now. It was so great, like, learning so many things. Yet, I have to, like, go through your books and know about you more deeply. So, the last thing is that what's next for Manju Raman and the dream that still keep you awake with excitement?
Okay, so it's Ramanan. That's my father's name.
sorry,
Okay,
Ramanan.
Manju Ramanan.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm working on 2 books right now, and waiting for more things to happen.
So I really want you, as we were talking about women's and like, the things they are taught. So if you have to like, inspire them and give them a suggestion, just like, because you have done so many things in your life and achieved. So, to our generation, what would that one suggestion be?
Never give up on yourself. That's it.
Just that?
Don't abandon yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give up on yourself. And I think that says everything.
Okay.
Never give up on yourself. People might give up on you. People might not be the same all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to never give up on yourself.
Okay. I'll
That's
take
all.
that. Thank you so much. It was
Thank
so
you.
nice talking
Thank
to
you for your lovely questions, which were very non-journalistic but very good.
because I already have a journalist.
No, it was good. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.